which happens every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I stream live and I basically talk about different tools and techniques, right, to be able to help you address negative self-talk and those self-sabotaging behaviors that prevent you from showing up consistently as you want to in your business, right? If you don't show up consistently and with intention, you are not going to achieve the results that you want to achieve in your coaching and or consulting business. You may, hit or miss, get some results, and then maybe they kind of die off a little bit, back and forth. But if you want to, if you have an income, an income revenue goal, monthly income goal that you want to not just meet it, but you want to exceed it, then you definitely have to show up consistently and with the intention. Okay. So everything that I do centers around helping you to be able to create unshakable confidence, allowing you to show up consistently and with intention in your coaching and or consulting business. So again, if you know a coach, tag a coach, share the video out. You never know who may need to hear this message at this time. So, and then a couple of announcements, just real quick. I am winding down on, okay. Said commenting in Facebook. Okay. So I'm winding down in terms of taking applications for the upcoming A Queens Roundtable Quarterly Symposium, which is happening May the 17th. Now, it may be extended by a day or possibly two because of the influx of individuals that have, completed applications and said that they want to participate. But the aim is the 17th. Now, this is an automated summit because I know I've gotten a lot of questions about like where do you have to show up and, so on and so forth. And it's all automated, meaning that once you agree to participate, you will then be given all of the different instructions, the different things that you'll need to submit. And one of the major or main things is that you're going to have to submit a video. And it's going to be a pre-recorded video. And I recommend it being a YouTube link. So that will already, like that, your bio, your picture, your free offers, and all of that will already be submitted by a certain date. So when we get ready to launch the actual summit, right, it's automated. No one has to actually be there at that time. Now, there are going to be opportunities to do panel discussions before the actual summit and after the summit. So I'll get people signed up for that at a later date. But I'm going to stop taking applications this Thursday, which is what, the 27th, right? Because today's the 25th. So the 27th. So if that's something you're interested in, you think it's a good fit, for your platform, you maybe want to do something different. Maybe you want to network with some other individuals. Maybe you want to go before some other people's audiences. Maybe you want to grow your email list, whatever the case. One of those or all of the above. Go ahead and do the application. It's 10 questions. And, just submit it. And then we can move forward from there. Okay, so I want to make that announcement. And every second and fourth Sunday, I do A Queens Roundtable Show, which is where I interview a different entrepreneur. And they come live with me, and we'll be using StreamYard. They come live with me, and we basically talk openly, candidly about entrepreneurship, the whole entrepreneurial journey. We talk about different obstacles that they have overcome or how they have effectively addressed them, those particular obstacles. And we end on a note with them giving some sort of tool or technique to help you up-level your business. And then lastly, they share how you can find them or any upcoming events or programs that they have or collaborations that they're working on. They'll share it at the end of the show. So if you want to be a guest, by all means, go to my Facebook page, either my business page or my regular personal page, and there's a link there that states, you want to be a guest on the show. You click on that link and, go from there. Okay. All right. So those are the two announcements. Again, share the video out, tag another coach or consultant. So tonight, I'm going to be talking about, let me start my Instagram video here. Y'all know we be multitasking, right? I know y'all do too. Okay. So tonight we're going to be talking about the topic is stop stalling and do the damn thing. Right. Now, what do I mean by that? I think it's probably pretty, self explanatory. But to put my spin on it is that I think a lot of times we sit on things because of fear, right? And that may manifest itself by just the first thing that comes to my mind is like perfectionism, right? Feeling like we can't release our webinar or we can't launch our program because it's not perfect, right? Maybe the website isn't perfect. Maybe we feel like, oh, we got to get somebody to redo this website. The website doesn't have all the bells and whistles. It's not, 4, 5, 6 pages. It doesn't have, all the pretty colors on it that you want, whatever the case is, right? It could be, oh, I don't know, I don't have enough people in my Facebook group, or I don't have enough experience, or I'm waiting on this. I need to get this program. I need to do that. I need to get this certificate, whatever the case is. Now, some of that's valid, but what I'm referring to is when and you know who you are, and you know when you are, right? Because you may be able to fool other people, but you can't fool yourself. You know when you're stalling, right? You know when you keep pushing the deadline date back, right? Oh, well, yeah, I was going to do a such and such. Okay. Well, what happened? Oh, it's not ready. I'm not ready. I didn't this, I didn't that, right? And you just keep pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back. And then a lot of times when you do that, you end up building so much fear that's attached to that, to the point where you end up not even doing it. Oh, hey, Miss Lorraine, how are you? How you doing this evening, Queen? Sister Lorraine is we're working on a book collaboration project together. It has spun into a movement, but you probably have seen me post about it. That I am a Black woman next level. I mean, it's coming next year. It's so just stay tuned. It's going to be we're going to be putting out a lot of information about it, letting you know everything that's going on, and when we're having events that you can attend. So basically, and also when you can pre-order the book. Okay, so just kind of want to throw that out there, but we're working on that project together. So so we have all of these reasons about why we're not doing something, right? Why we haven't started that podcast, or why we haven't launched our webinar, right? And the thing of it is, you have to be real with yourself. You like when you sit and you look at your goals and your to-do lists and your vision, and you're meditating, or I don't know, cleaning up, listening to music, whatever the case is, whatever you do that centers yourself, that allows you to be able to focus on your goals and what it is you're working towards, yourself, whether or not you're stalling, right? And I mentioned the perfectionism piece because I know that was a huge, huge thing for me, and I know it's an issue for a lot of other women, right? That whole perfectionism piece, everything has to be perfect. And now, don't get me wrong, we do want to put out a good product, right? We want our reputation to be attached to a finished product, right? Something that's professional, something that is well put together, of course. But there's a difference between doing the best that you can at any given time, hiring the right people to be able to assist you in putting that project together, right? And just lining things up, doing your research, right? This and that, deciding what you want to do, how you want to lay it out, when you want to launch it, right? So you can put out a professional product, and have it be something that you're proud of, that's attached to your name. You can do that, right? Without being like overly obsessed with everything has to be perfect. And again, you know who you are, right? When you take a look at some of your different patterns, even if you just take a look at some of your different patterns, you'll figure it out if you don't know already. Or maybe you had a coach or a mentor that's like, girl, you stalling. stop this whole perfectionism thing, right? But you will know yourself if that's what you're doing, if you are just stalling because you want something to be perfect. I'm still kind of getting over a cold. So my voice kind of feels like my voice is getting ready to go out. I got my water right here. So you know yourself, right? And what's the real deal? What's really going on? Okay. Now, the whole piece about perfectionism, like I said, I'm a perfectionist myself. So I know what that feels like, not to feel like you have you or to feel like you don't have all your ducks in a row. But here's the thing. There is always going to be something else that you can do differently. It's always going to be something that you're going to be like, oh, wow, I didn't know it was going to work out like that. Or maybe I should have done this. Or maybe I should have handled it like that. And that's fine. But just understand that the biggest step is just deciding to take action, right? That decision to take action and do the best that you can at that time. And once it's launched, when you sit back and you review it, you analyze it, at that point, you determine, okay, well, you know what? This I liked how this turned out, this particular piece of the puzzle. So I'm going to do that again. This piece of the puzzle, I didn't like the way it turned out. So I'm not going to do that again. Or I'm going to do things a little bit differently. Like for example, um, I launched a summit, an online summit in January. And it was my first time using this particular software, you know. So I could have said, well, let me learn all the ins and outs of the software before I do it. Now, for some people, they may just have to do that, right? But the thing of it is, it's always going to, the way I see it, it's always going to be something new that you're learning about that software, right? You're not going to learn every single thing about that particular software that you're using just off the bat. You're just not going to learn it all at one time. That's number one. Number two, by the time you learn it, they're going to update it. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of making that decision. I made that decision to do that summit. I learned as much as I could about the application. There were some glitches, some things that I didn't know, some things that I still don't know, right? But I had to be okay with that and not like just kind of have a meltdown about it. Like, oh my God, I can't believe, you know what I mean? It was a little frustrating, but I kind of had to step back and say, okay, it's your first time using this software. You didn't know this, you didn't know that. I'll know for next time, right? So there's things that I observed in that whole experience of doing that, with the software in terms of disseminating information, how I advertised it, a lot of different areas that I'm going to do differently when I do this next summit that I'm doing in May, right? So I'm going to be tweaking it and adjusting. So don't think that something has to be perfect because it doesn't have to be perfect. And I like to focus on you and how you feel because that's who's most important is you and how you feel about it. Now, some people will tell you, and I do think this is a factor. People are not even looking at all of that stuff. Now, yeah, you may have one or two haters or one or two individuals that's gonna go through your stuff with a fine tooth comb and be like, oh, they shouldn't have did this, they shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean? But are we really concerned about those people? Are they really someone that's gonna buy from us? Are they really someone that probably not, right? Probably not. So most people are not even looking at all of those things, all of the things that we get really caught up about, or they're gonna notice this, they're gonna notice that. 9 times out of 10, people don't even notice all of that stuff. And again, that's a factor, and that may be helpful for some of you, right? But I really like to truly focus on the internal stuff because that's what you can control. You can't really control how other people are going to see it, how other people are going to perceive it. Now, I just threw that little tidbit in because I do think it's relevant. I do think it's relevant, because you'll be like, oh, yeah, girl, I was on camera. Did you notice that such and such over there? They're like, what are you talking about? Or this shadow over there, or this picture over here in the back was crooked, wasn't hung right. People don't notice all of that stuff. So a lot of times we spend all this time obsessing about things and trying to make stuff perfect. And people aren't even paying attention to that. And like I said, if they are, then I didn't mean to go over my time. If they are, then come on, really? You know what I mean? If they are paying attention to all of that, then they are not your ideal client. They're not going to buy from you. They're not going to collaborate with you. They're going to hold that against you. And if they want to do that, that's fine. You stay there. I'm good. I'm good. Right? So, but I wanted to mention that external force because that's important to some people, or it matters to some people. But I like to focus more on the internal because again, that's what you can control. What how you view a situation, right? How you view it. So if you go into it long, you can read all the manuals. You can make sure that your computer is working properly. You got your outfit on. I don't know, whatever you doing to prepare. And you get live, and all of a sudden the internet start acting up, right? Or somebody else's internet starts acting up. Just different things that we can't foresee. I mean, different things that we cannot plan for, and we just have to roll with the punches, right? So there is no such thing as something being perfect. Get into the mindset of taking consistent, intentional action and doing the best that you can with the information that you have at that given time, right? Try to, like I said, do the best that you can, but don't keep, stalling and, oh, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna wait. Because the thing of it is, you could put it out there, right? Have some success, get noticed, more, form some more relationships. And then in a few months, 6 months, do it again. And like I said, at that time, you're going to change it, you're going to modify it. So don't ever think that the way you do it that time, that one particular time, is the way you're going to do it always. Because it's just, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work like that. You're going to change, you're going to experience different things after you do it, different things you're going to notice that you want to change, that you want to modify. There's updates, all sorts of things, just new information that's constantly being given to us, right? We're learning and growing as people, as entrepreneurs. So get out of that mindset of it has to be perfect. It does not have to be perfect. All that matters is that you are satisfied with the finished product and that you understand this is not the end of the road. This is not the end all be all. This is not, this one webinar that you put out is not going to be the rise or fall of your business. Take out that warped mindset, right? Those are those self-sabotaging beliefs, right? That this is like the end all be all. What if I put this out? It's not perfect. People are gonna see it, and then it's gonna totally destroy my credibility. Really? You know what I mean? And the thing of it is, everybody is learning, or at least I know that's how I look at it. When I look at someone, I don't look for them to be perfect because I know perfection doesn't exist. And if they are close to perfect, then to me, that's moving away from your authentic self because you so focused on trying to get everything and trying to make everything in your environment or make it appear that it's perfect. I'll say make it appear because nothing's perfect. You going through all of this, right? And I'm not as concerned about that as I am with the quality of the person, right? What type of a person is this individual and what's coming out of their mouth? And are they being consistent? Right? Are they being consistent? So whoever you want to attract is going to be attracted to you. And it's not going to be because, I didn't do a slamming webinar, and it's just not realistic that you're going to do something perfect the first time, even the second or third time. So get that out of your head. So that's my message. Stop stalling and do the damn thing. Whatever you want to do, make up in your mind that you're going to take consistent, intentional action, and you're going to do the best that you can in terms of your research, collaborating with the best people or the most appropriate people for that project, and get it out there. Get it out there. See the results. Take inventory. Change it, modify it, analyze it, and do it again. As simple as that. So that was what I want to focus on tonight, to get rid of that negative self-thought about that perfectionism piece, right? So fear can mask Fear can mask itself or put on a mask of all different sorts of things. So that whole perfectionism is just like a cover up for fear. Fear of failing, fear of putting it out there, fear of people judging you. It's all fear based emotions. And fear based emotions do not fuel us in a positive way in terms of mindset when it comes to our businesses, our coaching and or consulting businesses. You don't want to be driven by fear. Okay. So again, I'm Jacqueline Kaba-Harrison, and I am a confidence and success coach. I work specifically with African American women that have coaching and or consulting businesses. I help them to create effective strategies in which to address negative self-talk and those self-sabotaging behaviors, okay, that prevent you from taking your business to the next level. Okay, so that's what I do more specifically. And again, join me every second and fourth Sunday of the month for A Queens Roundtable Show. I stream live from my from my personal page, but you can either go to my personal page or either to my business page, which is Realizing Your Potential 123. The number is 123, and catch the live. It's 3 p.m. every second and fourth Sunday of the month. Like I said, if you're interested in being a guest on the show, I will, or click on the link. You can go to my business page or to my personal